Oh, I mean, that's just mean, isn't it? Carl and Brendan here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life. gbhblofficial for short. And it's Christmas reaction time. Done some digging around to find some tracks, some new stuff as well amongst these planned videos to do some Christmassy music. See what the bands are doing. See what covers they're throwing out, because that's what it's predominantly going to be, which is exactly what we've got here. This is Bad Wolves doing Carol of the Bells. Bad Wolves, Brendan, do you know much?
I don't think so. No.
No.
It's got the word wolves in it, though, so it must be metal.
It is. They are a metal band, yes, absolutely. Been around since like 2017, I believe. Fairly popular. It's a name that's kind of done quite well. And their latest album, Dear Monsters, did really, really was kind of like talked about a fair bit as well. So they, you know, I think they're doing okay for themselves. And particularly as 2017 was only a couple of years, and then suddenly they hit pandemic season. The fact they come out the other side and still going strong. I mean, they're over the UK over Christmas time as well. I can't remember the exact dates, but they're with Volbeat and Skindred. They're on that tour as well. So they are around. Beyond that, though, that's about where my knowledge ends.
Volbeat and Skindred.
It's odd, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like I don't without knowing. Excuse me, without knowing Bad Wolves. I guess it puts like an image of like that sort of lineup. I'm not a big Skindred fan. I'm not a big Volbeat fan. And it was like
the worst nightmare, right?
maybe other than Bad Wolves, who I just don't know. It might. But yeah, I guess this is a introduction to them, but maybe not the best introduction. So we'll see.
Yeah, they're doing Carol of the Bells, which, can be done in multiple ways. I've heard variations that are just the same tune. I've heard darker, heavier versions. I've heard instrumental versions. Predominantly, they've got to be instrumental, really, because Carol of the Bells doesn't have vocals. So I'm not sure if this track does. If it does, it's going to be weird.
It does.
It does.
There are lyrics down below the video.
Okay, so that's interesting then, because that's kind of what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a completely different take, something unique, something that we've not heard 1,000 times before. All right, it's 3 minutes and 14 seconds long. Let's do this in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. People sing songs of good cheer. Christmas time is here. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound, all hail and tale, telling their tale. People sing songs of good cheer. Christmas time is here.
Why is it on my screen again? Bottom left. Oh, I mean, that's just mean, isn't it?
People sing songs of good cheer. Christmas time is here.
Well,
Well,
feel thoroughly miserable after that one. That was not what I expected at all. Look, I'm going to be quite honest about this, and I'm going to be perhaps a little bit mean, but I'm going to try and praise as well what I think was good too, right? First things first, I don't like it. It's as straightforward as that. I don't like it. It's everything I don't want in a festive tune. And I get it. That's exactly what they were going for. I get the video. I get the elements. I get what they were trying to sort of say. I get all of that. But I'm going to use the video as an example. I don't quite get the image. So, like, how can you go from here's a devastating flood or a devastating, whatever they call them, landslide, to then here's a video of Liz Truss being announced as Prime Minister? And it's like and stuff like that. Here's what's called Elon Musk buying Twitter. And it's like, these are two things. And I realize it's trying to like almost like a backdrop of the last year, so to speak. And it is incredible to sort of see the year summed up in that fashion when you realize there have been so many incredible things and all that. But then it's like, oh, here's a homeless person sleeping in the street. And it's like, how does that coincide then with here's Boris Johnson's resignation and stuff like that? It felt jarring to me, and it felt almost forced levels of melodrama and look how miserable the world has been and stuff like that. It's shining a light on that to a degree, except that this shit is being shown a light on. This is not, nothing there was nothing we didn't know. Do you see what I mean? Like protests in Iran, aspects like that. Was it Joe Rogan? Is it not Joe Rogan? Who's the idiot who got the Sandy Hook trial, who got found guilty? That bloke, and the one with the crazy podcast. Can't remember his name. I can't remember who his name is. But like, we know this is not like. But then amongst all of that madness, then one of the videos in the corner was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's trial, and it's like, how does that fucking fit? Like, and is it a message about the news and just what was covered and stuff like that? So I don't quite get what they were going from there as well. Particularly when you look at the lyrics and stuff like that, because obviously the lyrics are designed to almost be in opposite to, look, here's the reality and here's like a kind of like sort of more cheerful sounding lyrical content, but sung in a way that's supposed to almost sound downbeat, despondent and elements like that. I don't like that. I admire the attempt to put lyrics over the song and how they worked in the sort of familiar melody and elements like that. But fuck me, is that miserable. Fuck me, is that miserable. And I get it. There'll be one side of people saying, oh, you just, you can't shy away from reality. And it's like, ain't shying away from reality. Literally, all I got to do is jump on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, or even just on the internet in general right now, and I will be hit by reality. I only need to look at my fucking window to see reality. I don't need because to me, that isn't even like a reality check. That video is almost over the top levels of, look how terrible the world is. And I'm almost like, could you have not done that differently and perhaps shown the opposite side to that? Like the things that were people have done well, the good things, the things that have brought people together and elements like that would still ring true. So I didn't like that aspect of it all. Musically, though, it's just too fucking miserable. It's just too miserable. The melody's nice enough, but it's Carol of the Bells. I can only get on. I like the variations. The chorus was, the same sort of thing. He's got a nice voice. There's a little bit of a switch up near the end, but I am never going to listen to that again. No. Not. You laughed at something. Was it Liz Truss appearing on the screen? Because that.
I laughed at Liz Truss appearing on the screen because I thought it was funny that all of these horrific disasters and that she was categorized in the same bracket. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I'm no Liz Truss fucking supporter. Trust me. But I still felt like there was probably
a bit harsh.
A bit of a misbalance between you know,
Yeah, and
hundreds dead, war in Ukraine, Liz Truss prime minister, and it's like, oh,
yeah, I mean, I'm no, I'm a ardent anti-Tory, but like even I find that a little bit unnecessary to put that alongside, you know, and Boris Johnson resignation. That was a positive thing for a lot of people, you know, not like a sad thing. Not you know, it was a positive thing for a lot of people. It's just weird. Same with Twitter.
I guess if they were seeing Liz Truss' appointment as a negative, then Boris Johnson's resignation, which was the catalyst for Liz Truss's appointment, you know, might have also been. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm not as anti-Tory as you are. I'm just anti-politics in general. They're all bastards. But all right. So my opinion on it, right? Okay, there are two levels to this, right? Firstly, it isn't my preferred style of Christmas song.
Yeah.
Right. It's too sad. It's like Mad World sort of level of, you know, like, oh my God, this is down. I get what they're trying to. I feel like I get what they're trying to do. I can't say that. I can definitely say that because I don't know what they were trying to do, but I feel like I get it. You know, I felt like it was maybe trying to give the opinion of, you know, while we're all now happy Christmas in each other and all that, don't forget the year that we're in. Don't forget everything that's happened. Maybe as a way that we can say then, like, you know, hopefully we can then try and do better next year, or maybe it's just in the way of just pointing out to us that, yeah, you know, stop being so happy, you miserable cunts. Look how shit the world is. I don't know. I don't know the band well enough to know what their general kind of like persona is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What I do like, right? I do like that a lot. That's the truth. I like it a lot, but I don't necessarily like it as a Christmas song now. I'm generally a miserable person. I'm quite happy in my misery. And actually, if I'm feeling too happy, I'll probably try and find a song like that to go, right, let's get rid of some of this fucking happiness. Let's bring myself down a little bit. I'm way too peppy today. And that would definitely bring me down 100%. I agree with what you said. I was like, in a way, I appreciate the video for this. Is like, it was like, wow, because all of that stuff, like, there was not a lot of things that came up in the sort of sky or the news headlines that I didn't know or anything like that. I just didn't necessarily attribute them all to like this 1 year of absolute chaos, really. Like, it's quite mad, isn't it?
Quite something, yeah.
You know, wow. Go humans. Woo! We are killing it at the moment, like literally. You know, so but what I did like, I quite like his voice, I quite like the music, I quite like the overly depressive melodrama of it. I really enjoyed that. But I don't like it as a Christmas song. That's the thing. I can almost forget that that's Carol of the Bells to a degree.
Fair.
And just go, you know what? That's like a really deep, fucking introspective song. The problem is that it is Carol of the Bells and it is a Christmas song, and that's the problem.
Sitting here like this.
You know what I mean? That's where the issue lies, because it's personal taste around that sort of shit, isn't it? You know, I'm going into Christmas. I'm aware the world is fucked. I'm aware that it's been a shit year. I don't really want to have a shit Christmas too, so I'm quite happy, even if it shows me it's ignorant to, you know, almost. It's not put stuff out of mind, because it's not out of mind. Like, it's not like, oh, I don't care about Ukraine now, or I don't care about homeless people. I do. You know, I'll still do my bit. I'll still donate to shelters and crisis and whatever I can on the way. But I still want to have a happy Christmas with my family and my friends and whatnot. You know, so in the same way.
And the thing is, like, I don't want to interrupt you, but like, I feel like it's worth bearing in mind, specifically from a personal perspective, you know, and I guess maybe this might be too much insight, but ultimately you are a mortgage owner and you have electric and gas bills, and obviously, do you know what I mean? That's something. So how could you ever put it out of your mind? These are things that have directly affected you this year.
But even if it doesn't directly affect me, you know, like, it's the other stuff as well, like, you know, that you still can care deeply for, and, you know, you might do little bits for, like, you know, charitable things or whatever. Like, you know, I still care about all that sort of stuff, despite the fact that I want to have a happy Christmas and smile for a couple of days. Yeah, only for a couple of days, because then my misery shit will kick back in again. I'll be like, yeah, nah, enough of that peppy stuff. Christmas is over. Now. Where's the black metal? You know, but I don't know. Like, it's one of those things, you know. Like, if that was like, it's almost like I listen to, you know, not particular style, but, you know, I would listen to deep, insightful lyrics reflecting about the horrible shit humanity has done to itself for a period of time. I listen to that all the time in other music. It's just the fact that this is at Christmas and it's obviously using the melodies from Carol of the Bells. I do think I will give them credit that for the most part, I was almost able to forget. Like, it was such a different take on Carol of the Bells
Indeed.
that I almost was able to forget it was Carol of the Bells at some point.
Yep.
So I'm very impressed, to be fair, in the fact that it was such a unique. It wasn't just here's another Carol of the Bells version.
Which is what we didn't want. Yeah.
No. So, you know, for creativity, for doing something different, I do think they deserve some credit for that, for taking it and doing their own take on it and being different.
And I will
like it or not.
100%, yeah, I would 100% agree with what you're saying in regards to the creativity and doing what we wanted, which is something different. I stand by my original words. I don't like that. Get in the bin. Be fucking more peppy. That is too miserable for me. I don't like. I don't live in. I don't get miserable as much. You know.
I like it, but
Yeah,
I will
so-
not listen to it again until January because I don't like it at Christmas.
Yeah, there you go. It's perfect for that. What do you reckon? Where do you fall? Do you fall on my side, or are you leaning towards Brendan? Let us know in the comments.
Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?